Hello, my dear class 5 students. Welcome back. Today we will continue with the part 2 for simple machine, chapter 6 science. Okay. So now before we start, in the last class we have studied about the levers, right? That was the first type of the simple machine. So before we continue with the other type of simple machine, just a little test, okay? So this is a shovel. Clear? A shovel is used in a garden, something like this. Clear? This is a shovel. Now the second one is hammer. Okay. Let's say this is a hammer. Now let's take a wheelbarrow. Okay. Now you have to guess in which class of lever these three falls. Okay. So, or I'll give like lifting dumbbell, lifting dumbbell. Okay. So now this is a shovel. So now in a shovel, we put in a shovel, this is the support, right? See, this is the support. You want to carry something, okay? You want to carry maybe the waste thing in the garden, okay? So you are putting a support here, right? So this is the support. So since the fulcrum is here, right? Support means fulcrum, okay? Fulcrum. And the effort is given here, okay? The effort is given here. And you are carrying the load from here, right? But since the support is on the other side and the load is on the other side, and on the center we have an effort, so it will fall under the third class level, okay? Third class lever. Clear? Third class lever. Now what about a hammer? I'm sure you are familiar with this hammer, right? So now let's say this is a wood, okay? This is a wood, and we have a nail here, okay? We have a nail here, and you want to take this nail out, okay? This is a nail. This is a nail. This is a wood, and you want to take this nail out. So you'll make use of the hammer, right? So now in this case, see students, this is the support, right? This is the support and the load is here. Clear? And then you are putting the effort here. Clear? So this will fall under the first class lever, okay? The first class lever. Clear? Since in this case, in the hammer, okay, so you can just ask any elders in your family to show this one, okay? So now since the support, the fulcrum is in the center, this hammer will fall under the first class lever, okay? Now a wheelbarrow, okay? A wheelbarrow, though I have already shown an example in the last class, the load would be in the center, okay? Since the load is in the center and the fulcrum and the effort, okay, the effort are on the other side, okay, the effort and the support are on the other side, and in the center we have the load. So whenever there is a load in the center, okay, the load in the center, then it will fall under the second class lever, okay, second class lever. Now, students, the last one, lifting a dumbbell, okay? So, lifting a dumbbell. So, if you are trying to lift the dumbbell, okay, which one is the support? Now, which one is the support? Now, the support will be your elbow, right? The support will be your elbow and the effort, okay? So, the elbow is the support. That means the fulcrum. Okay, point of support is the elbow, and then the effort will be this hand, right? And the load would be this dumbbell. So in this case, the effort is in the center, right? See, even in this shovel, a garden shovel, the effort is in the center, right? Now even here, while lifting a dumbbell, this is the support, this is the effort, and this is the load, okay? So when the effort is in the center, it will fall under the third class lever. Third class lever. Clear? So now I'm sure with this type of example, you are clear with the different classes of lever. Okay, so now the next type of simple machine would be pulley. Okay, so my dear class 5 students, the second type of simple machine that we are going to study is a pulley. Okay, now a pulley is a small wheel. Okay, it's a small wheel. It's a small wheel which has a groove. On the outer side. Okay, a groove. It has a groove on the outer side. Now, this small wheel we use, okay, this wheel that is attached with the groove we use in ring well. I'm sure you are familiar, the most common one, okay. Now, in this groove, we can attach a rope, okay. We can attach a rope or a chain, okay. Even a chain, right. We can attach even a rope or a chain, and then it can make our work easier to lift a heavy object, okay, to lift a heavy object. Clear? Now see, in a ring well, okay, in a ring well, it becomes easier for us because we have this pulley attached here, right? Because now we can lift the water just by putting an effort. Okay, so now a pulley is nothing but a small wheel where it has a groove on its outer edge. Why it has a groove? Because so that we can attach a rope or a chain to lift a heavy object. Okay, to lift a heavy object. Now there are two types of pulley. Okay, that is movable. We have a movable and immovable pulley. Clear? Movable and immovable pulley. So this one would be a fixed pulley. Okay, or we can say fixed pulley, immovable or okay, fixed pulley. Now this one will be fixed because it is already tied on the upper side, right? So now this is fixed pulley. We cannot change its direction. Just we will pull the wheel. Okay, we'll pull through with the help of the rope. Okay, so this type would be a fixed pulley. Now you have seen, like in a large construction place, in a road construction. Now there is a crane, right? A crane. Now where a pulley is attached to lift heavy stuffs like even rocks or even a heavy load. Okay. Now in this type of crane, it falls under a movable pulley. Okay, because it can change its direction. Right. We can change the direction. If the heavy load was on the left side, we can twist all around and we can turn it towards the right side. Clear? So now a crane would be an example of a movable pulley where in a ring well, okay, in a ring well where we use this pulley, it will fall under a fixed pulley because here we cannot change the direction. Clear? So now I'm sure you are clear with the second type of pulley. Okay. So now the third type of simple machine that we will study would be an inclined plane. Okay, inclined plane. Okay, So students, are you familiar with this word inclined plane? I'm sure you have seen this, but you might not be familiar, okay? This inclined plane is a slope, okay? It's a slope and it is a plank of wood. Plank of wood. Clear? Now, the height is, suppose like the height, how we use this inclined plane. The height on the other side, the two sides, the height should be different, okay? One should be upper and the other one should be lower, okay? Now, I'm sure you have seen in a big truck, okay? In a big truck, let's say this is a big truck, okay? Now, in a big truck, if there is a lot, okay? Let's say this is a lot, okay? Lot. We have many lots present in this truck. This is a truck. Clear? This is a truck and we have all these lots here. So how we will carry this lot? In order to load or unload this, in order to load or unload the heavy stuff, if we have to lift one by one, it will be very hard. It will take time. It will consume a lot of energy, right? And long back, okay, many years ago, before the invention of simple machine, what they have to do was they just have to lift it and they have to do everything with the hands, okay? Like 5 or 6 person coming together and lift one heavy stuffs. But now, with the invention of inclined plane, it has made so much easier, okay? Now, what we'll do is, say, suppose for an inclined plane, okay, we'll just put this wood in this manner so that the height, okay, the distance on the other side would be higher, and in this way, to load or unload these heavy stuffs will be easier. If we want to unload the heavy stuffs here, we will just throw this one, right? Then it will become so much easier, okay? Now, in order to put things back, okay, in order to load this heavy stuff, what we can do is, with the help of this inclined plane, we can just push it upward. Clear? Now, even in hospitals, you have seen like there is a staircase on the other side, but we can see a ramp. We can see a ramp on the other side where they can, where patients, like where there is a way for the wheel to go, okay? Now for patients like who are in the wheelchair, it is easy to carry them like in this ramp, right? So this is also an example of an inclined plane, okay? The ramp is an example of inclined plane which we can see in the hospitals. Clear? Now, not only in these stuffs, but we use this inclined plane even at home. Clear? At home, like for small work activities, we use this inclined plane because it makes our work much easier. Okay, now just a very simple example would be if you have to climb a long stairs up, it would be better for us to just walk in the, instead of stairs, instead of climbing, you will prefer sliding, right? Or just walking, right? Because climbing up high stairs will be tiresome, right? So this inclined plane is also it's also a very important part of a simple machine. So this is the third type of simple machine, okay? Now the fourth type of simple machine that we are going to discuss, it will be a wheel and axle, okay? A wheel and axle. Okay, so my dear students, the fourth type of simple machine would be a wheel and axle, okay? And let me tell you that without this wheel and axle, okay, I think there won't be any cars, there won't be any trucks, okay? There won't be any trucks. Now, these days you can see like in a shopping cart. In the shopping cart also you have wheels, right? Just so that we can just put the load and then we can just push it, okay? It makes much more easier, right? Okay, so students, this wheel. Okay, a wheel itself will not be considered as a simple machine. Okay, a wheel itself will not be considered as a simple machine. But see, suppose if we attach a rod, okay, that is, if we attach an axle, then it will make things much easier in rolling something. Okay, or if we attach two wheels, then it will make things much more easier. And because of this idea, okay, this idea was used in the invention of cars. Okay, this idea, it was used in invention of cars. Even you'll see in bicycle as well. Okay, bicycle. So with the invention of simple machine, it was a great contribution towards the invention of these cars, trucks, and bicycle. So the first idea was wheel and axle. Okay, this was the first idea. Then only after this came into being, this idea was used while inventing all these cars, trucks, and bicycle. And I'm sure in everyday life now we can see that there is a wheel on the floor, on the bottom, on the base, right? If we are carrying any heavy stuff, there is a wheel on the lower side, which makes things much more easier, which makes our work easier. And from the definition itself, simple machine is a tool which makes our work easier. Okay, so students, now the fifth type of the simple machine would be a screw. Okay, a screw. Now this screw, I'm sure you are familiar. See, this one is a nail, right? This one is a nail, but this one is a screw. Okay, now why this screw is very important? Because it is very important because it can hold the thing tightly. It can hold, okay, it can hold the things tightly. Clear? Now, so a nail is a screw is preferred over is more preferred than this nail. Okay, because this one, it can hold the things more tightly than the nail. Okay, a screw can hold the things more tightly than the nail. So keep this in mind. Now we also have a bigger screw, okay, which we use as a screw jacks, which we use as a screw jacks, and this one we use in lifting the car, right? This one is used in lifting cars, okay, lifting the car. This screw jacks is used in lifting the car, so it makes much more easier. So lifting the car, it will be very hard, right? But with the help of this big screw, which is also known as screw jacks, we can lift the car. Clear? So students, that comes to the end of the different types of the simple machine. Okay, now see, in order to work something or in order to apply a force, we need an energy, right? We need an energy. So now I want you to write the definition for the law of conservation of energy. Okay, law of conservation of energy. Okay, now this definition is very simple, that energy cannot be destroyed or cannot be created, but it can be transformed from one form to another. Okay, energy cannot be destroyed, okay, or it cannot be created, but it can transform from one form to another form. Clear? I'll give you an example, okay? So we have different kind of energy, okay? We have sound energy, we have light energy, we have heat energy, we have many energy. Now, see, the energy, see, now I'm walking, okay? Now, if I'm walking, the energy that I have is a kinetic energy, okay? Now, when I am in motion, the energy that I possess is kinetic energy, okay? Kinetic energy. Now, suddenly when I stopped, the energy at rest is a potential energy. Clear? Now again, if I again start walking or if I start running, the energy that I possess is kinetic energy. Now again, if I'm at rest, at stationary position, then the energy is potential energy. Clear? So see, this is one example, right? We are not destroying the energy, right? But it is just converting from one form to another. Or one example I can give you is, say suppose now this is a hill, okay? This is a hill, and I have a football here, okay? This is a football. This is a football. Now this football is at rest, right? This football is at rest. So the energy that this football possesses right now is potential energy. Now suddenly if you come and if you kick this football, now it will roll over here, it will roll down, right? That means now the football has a kinetic energy. But at some point of time, the football would attain its stationary position. Then in that case, again, it will have this potential energy. So you can see this circle, right? Kinetic, potential, kinetic, potential. When it is in motion, kinetic. When it is at rest, potential energy. So this is an example of the law of conservation of energy. We are not creating something new, or we are not destroying something new. It is just converting from one form to another. Okay? So thank you so much, students. Not all the important points that we have discussed will continue in the next class.